Why is this planet so perfect? But it makes scientists more and more uneasy. It has no shortage of sunlight, no shortage of temperature. Maybe even liquid water satisfy almost all our fantasies about a second Earth. But the more I studied it, the more I realized that something was wrong. Its size exceeds the upper limit of rocky planets, and it is not expanding like a gas giant. It is right in the habitable zone. But there are no satellites. There is also no known version. Every detail of it feels like some kind of human design. No coincidence, not an exception, like the final version of the universe after repeated debugging, as if not naturally occurring they're made. This is Kepler-22b, a planet that shouldn't exist, but it has become the most concerned target in the astronomical community. What we're going to do today is not a simple introduction of his parameters, but to dismantle his abnormality, see what secret information he hides behind his back. The discovery of Kepler-22b from a betting astronomical experiment in 2009. NASA launched the Kepler Space Telescope. It doesn't take pictures. Only responsible for staring at 150,000 stars in the galaxy, waiting for a subtle change in their brightness. Why did you do it? Because when a planet passes in front of its star, it will block the light a little bit. This method is called the sporadic method. Sounds simple. It is extremely perverted to operate. It is like you lit a candle 100 kilometers away, then sit at the foot of the mountain and stare at the light, wait for a mosquito to fly past. What Kepler wants to capture it is this 0.01% change in brightness, and you have to see the exact same rhythm 3 times in a row to be sure that it is really a planet. And here's the hard part, the orbital angles of most exoplanets. It doesn't align with us at all, won't show you in front of the stars at all. So what Kepler could see just a handful of planets that happen to pass by. And Kepler-22b is in this low probability. Bet the miracle that was accurately captured it orbits a sun, like star Kepler-22 telescope discovery. The brightness of this star, a slight decrease every 290 days each time it drops. 0.01%, it is like there is a pattern. The passing object hits an edge ball in front of it. After 3 times, scientists have realized that this could be a planet. Scattered data isn't enough. It took them 2.5 years. Invoke multiple ground and space telescopes, verify all possible errors repeatedly. The noise interference false alarm mechanism of the binary star system is ruled out in 2011. NASA officially announced that Kepler-22b was confirmed to exist. It was first confirmed by humans. Exoplanets in the habitable zone of Sun, like stars. This is not the discovery of a planet, but confirmed another world where life might exist from that moment. On space exploration has entered a new era. Kepler-22b is 600 light years from Earth, around 1G. Type stars very similar to the Sun. It only takes 290 days to make 1 revolution. The orbital distance is 0.85 astronomical units, just stuck in the golden range of the habitable zone if it had an atmosphere similar to that of Earth. The surface temperature may remain around 22 degrees Celsius. It just happens to be the most comfortable spring climate for us. Humans, it sounds almost perfectly untrue. But the more perfect it is, the more abnormal it seems. The volume of this planet is 2.4 times that of the Earth, and density is still unknown. It is too big to be a rocky star, too small to resemble a gas star. He is stuck being called Fulton in the fuzzy interval of the gap 1 is in the theoretical model. There are almost no places where planets should exist. There are no planets of this size in the solar system. If you have to compare it, it is like seeing a 2-meter-4 gorilla, whose muscles do not fit human structure. You don't even know what kind of creature to put it in. And here is what is even more outrageous. His orbit is almost perfectly circular, no eccentricity. There are no visible disturbances. Like after being accurately calculated, placed in the golden orbit of the star, it has no moon, no half-star, no other planet's orbit. The same star, the whole system is clean, and abnormal scientists examine its light curve. It doesn't feel like a real planet, more like a standard sample running in a cosmic emulator, sometimes too ideal. It is not like nature, and that is because we have no idea what its structure is. It becomes the hardest kind of planet to define. It could be a rocky star, gaseous star water world. Maybe some kind of a whole new genre we've never built before. So what is it? Scientists have proposed 4 theories. Each is like explaining a mystery, but none of them make complete sense. So first theory, it is a rocky super-Earth, wrapped in a thick atmosphere, theoretically reasonable. But the thicker the atmosphere, the warmer it is. If it evolves like Venus, its surface probably a pressure cooker that boils forever. But if the atmosphere is not thick enough, then its size doesn't explain it. Simulate countless times, it is always stuck at the critical point of not being hot enough or cold enough. It is like being tuned to 99% by some invisible hand, but it can never be adjusted to 100%. The second possibility, he is an ocean planet, completely hundreds of kilometers, deep global ocean coverage. Sounds dreamy, but no continent, there is no geological activity. There is no nutrient cycle even with microbes. It may also stay in the most primitive state forever. They cannot develop a biosphere. This is a look-up very blue planet, but it might just be the dead water world. A third possibility. Mini Neptune. It may not be made of rock. It is a small gas planet. But here is the thing. It orbits too close to the star. It is not where these planets are supposed to be. Unless it first formed further away than what was dragged in. What dragged it in? What power is it? Let it maintain perfect stability on the new orbit. A fourth hypothesis. This is a hybrid planet. Has a rocky core, a multi-layer complex. Composed of the aquifer and atmosphere analog display this structure. Could theoretically exist, but the evolutionary path is incredibly complex. It requires incredibly sophisticated initial conditions. It doesn't fit into any known evolutionary models. Every guess goes back to square one. Each model. It is like forcing reality into the gaps of assumptions. So the question becomes, could it be that our model is wrong? Of course, scientists don't want to accept we misunderstood the universe. This statement, their initial reaction was to question the data. So they went over and over the instruments. Comparison spectrum analysis track, eliminate noise, exclude false positives, eliminate all possible illusions, checkable results. There was only one conclusion, that he did exist. It was also suggested that he might have had half a star, then the other planets were lost to some cataclysm. But the Kepler-2 system looks too clean. No wreckage, no orbital interference, no imprint left by historical disasters like a newly renovated one, a spotlessly clean laboratory. So here's the problem. Why does it exist? Why is that? It will get stuck at the optimum value of a series of parameters. This planet broken the classification system we built. With the solar system, it is not as familiar as we are. Any planet, it has all the potential to be livable. His existence forces us to admit a fact. Maybe planetary logic as we understand it is the exception. It is not a general rule, and here is the he is not only structurally abnormal, he also stepped too neatly. It is about 2.4 times the size of the Earth. Stepping on the edge of the Fulton Gap, it orbits right at the midpoint of the habitable zone. T's orbital period is just close to the Earth. Year its theoretical temperature assumes an atmosphere. It happens to be the most comfortable 22 degrees Celsius for humans. The sequence is just right if it only appears once. That is a coincidence. Twice as lucky, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. That is questionable. We certainly can't say it was made lightly. But if a planet, look, it is like a sample planet that has been artificially tuned, then we have reason to ask, was it not meant for us to see? He is an invitation. Is it a reminder or a specimen from some kind of cosmic experiment? He may not give us the answers, but he forced us to ask new questions. If and the universe did leave behind a sample planet, could he be telling us something? Or more boldly, if a planet, it looks like it was manufactured, then are we ourselves?